Good morning there, y'all. I think Greenie wants to show y'all the water this morning, right?
My daughter.
The water. We had some rain last night, and it was enough that it completely filled our buckets that catch our runoff from our roof, and we use that to to water the animals. Another thing that I wanted to go ahead and do today, since we got some rain, is to harvest some of our herbs. We just got past, with this rain, a dry spell that was about a month long. Just about. We had like one day, actually Malachi's birthday, where in the afternoon it did rain some, but it was more like spitting on us than actual rain, so it was negligible. Therefore, I want to go ahead and harvest the herbs now before we have yet another dry spell. Now, having said that, this next week is supposed to be pretty wet. So this, in some ways, may not be the best time for me to try the drying of the herbs, because if there's constant moisture, they're going to struggle with drying. But I think we're supposed to have several days of dry, no rain. So in theory, that should give the herbs some time to dry. Now, having said that, yet again, last night's rain, thunderstorms, was completely unexpected. Like, it wasn't supposed to come until Tuesday of next week. And my sister-in-law texted me last night and said, storms are coming y'all's way. They just passed through our place. So it's like, okay, let's close the windows. Anywho, I want to show y'all something that I'm going to be using for the drying of my herbs. Now, I know many of you have seen my small batch herb drying setup, and it works great. And we also have a dehydrator, but for those of you that know me, if I can, I try to not use electricity unless I absolutely have to. I don't know. I'm weird about trying to get free, right? So this particular one is from Amazon, and of course that was upside down. And it is an herb drying Let's try that again. Rewind. Herb drying rack. And this is the 4-layer, and it has zippers. Now, they have different sizes. They've got skinnier ones that go longer. But I've actually been pretty pleased with this one. And mostly I've used it indoors. But I have hung it outside. And I set up a wire out here on our porch to be able to use it outside. So we open it up, just like one of the car visor things. And then we let it hang. And the thing I like about this one is you can completely enclose your herbs. Some of the other versions of drying racks, the nylon mesh, does not completely seal off. But this one has the zippers, so you can seal off each and every layer to completely keep your herbs separate, and also to keep them from blowing out if you decide to use it outside instead of inside, like I'm planning on doing today. Alrighty, so now I have it hung up. It's just a Velcro connection at the top. And if you're wondering what this weird thing is, that's the pouch that will hold your drying rack whenever you don't have it in use, so that you don't do what I did and leave it out for like a year holding old herbs and getting all dusty. So this makes it nice and convenient to keep it clean, so you don't have to really clean it out in between uses. All right, now that we've got it hung up, let's go get some herbs. Okay, I've got my bowls and my herb scissors. Let's go cut something. We are back. Got some basil flowers and some leaves. Now, I've read that basil does not air dry well. So usually you need some sort of heat applied, because it tends to go bad before it finishes drying. But I'm definitely going to try. I may not waste all of my leaves on an experiment like that, but I'll probably put a few in here. And then I'm wanting to wilt the flower buds for about, I don't know, maybe half a day. And then I'm thinking about putting them in apple cider vinegar so that I can use it as an infused vinegar for dressing, for like salads and meats and whatnot. So now let's go ahead and open this up and put some in. just placing them in there, and I'm going to spread them out. Obviously, you get to decide your own thickness of your herbs, but remembering that there is not heat specifically being applied, you want it to not be too thick, or there's not going to be enough air circulation to adequately dry those herbs. So, and I will be putting more. I definitely am going to use all that surface area, but look, do you see the praying mantis? Teeny tiny praying mantis. And of course the aphids. Yeah, that's kind of typical. All right, now let's take some of those leaves. Aw, and put them in there. I dropped a few leaves. That's what the aw was for. So now we're just going to place some of those. And I'll probably put those actually at the front near the zipper, just so that it's a little bit easier access if it looks like things aren't going well and I need to rescue them and bring them inside. All right, I've zipped it up to keep it safe in the wild outdoors, and we're going to go get some more herbs. Oh, y'all are coming with me this time? Okay, cool. Oh, and look, the Rose of Sharon, the lavender, is blooming. Woohoo! Oh, wait, here's something we can totally harvest. Let's do some mint. We've got a couple different types of mint over here. Specifically for this instance, we're going to do the chocolate mint. And then we've got some spearmint. We do have peppermint, but I don't have a lot of it because I put it in a pot and it doesn't work very well here in a pot. When we hit these dry spells, the mint says, oh, and a lot of times dies out. In fact, we have some mountain mint and sweet mint that's going through that right now. But if we plant it in the ground, oh yeah, it finds enough water and it goes happy. Goes crazy. Because I've actually harvested this mint multiple times this year because I found out that mint is a good smoker fuel for the beekeeping. So that's been fun. I always enjoy finding resources that I already have that I can use for a new endeavor. All right, I'm just going to keep doing this. I know this kind of gets boring, so we'll get back to the drying rack here in just a sec. Oh my goodness, this year's spit bugs have just been non-stop. They just need to go away. Yeah, so we're cutting off the stuff that looks like it's got spit on it. That's just gross. Ugh. All right, let's go load it up. Okay. Now the next layer of our drying rack is loaded. It's very interesting, the mix of herbs. Who knows, as I continue filling this, maybe I'll find new recipes for herbal mixtures for teas and whatnot. Isn't this thing super cool? If you're interested in one of these, I will have an affiliate link below so that you can go grab you one on Amazon. Now, I'm sure most of you know what affiliate links are, but essentially, you get to buy it for the same price as normal, but if you use our link and purchase it within, I think it's like 24 or 48 hours, using that link, then we get a little kickback from it, and it's a way that we can make a little bit of do-re-mi. So we can continue making these videos and eventually do them even better as I have more time to stay at home if I can quit my office job. Anyway, but whether you use our link or not, definitely check out the options they have on Amazon because I'm all for saving electricity, saving resources, and why not use the air that's free, the wind that's free when we can. Now, quick side note, I am not washing these herbs because we just had that pretty decent heavy rain, right? If it's been dusty and dry, you may want to go ahead and rinse off your herbs before you stick them in your drying rack. That's up to you, personal preference. A little bit of herbal constituents can come out in rinse water, but whenever it comes to having gritty herbs or losing a teensy bit of their therapeutic properties, I'd rather lose that teensy bit because I really don't want to be crunching down if I'm actually putting the herbs in my teas or food, right? Up to you. Let's talk about the reason I like this particular drying rack so much. So we have a solar oven, and I am super psyched to start using it soon. However, the higher temps, it makes the herbs not quite as effective, because once again, when you have higher temps, you tend to kill off some of those enzymes and phenolic compounds, you know, the things that make the herbs work, right? Not that using heat destroys it completely, but they're just not as strong. So if you're going to go through all the effort, personally, I'd rather keep the herbs fully strengthened. Yeah, so that's why I like this particular one, because I keep it out of the sun and I just let it air dry. But that's the key, because when we've tried to do it indoors, we had to turn on fans because you have to have air circulation. Thus, our setup outside, so the wind can blow. Blow, wind, blow, blow. Actually, it is kind of windy today, and it feels really good because we've been pretty hot lately. All right, I'm going to get some more herbs and load them up again. Next, lemon balm. Not my favorite as far as flavor, but I love it for its therapeutic benefits. Now, if I'm trying to get lemon flavor, what I actually like best that I just found out about this year is wood sorrel. Oh man, if you've never tried wood sorrel, it's a weed, but wow, what a citrusy flavor. Now it does have some oxalic acid in it, so, you know, there's some caution with that. Basically, you don't want to eat a ton all at once, but to just nibble on it here and there, so tasty. And I never knew. Never knew. All right, let's load this up on the next layer, and then we'll see. Yeah, so some of this lemon balm was already starting to go to flower, starting to bloom. So it was actually a great time to start harvesting before it did, because a lot of times when an herb blooms, it decides, okay, I've procreated, now it's time to just let it go and die back. And we don't really want to do that. We want our herbs to continue flowering until basically the heat kills them. That's what happens in Texas. Okay, to be honest, here I also don't water a whole lot. I try to force our plants to be hardy, whether or not they actually are hardy for our climate. So plants have to be tough to survive here, kind of like the people. Yeah. But yeah, every once in a while we'll water, but it's working out so far. Now, if I had a commercial garden, or if I was trying to sell things, then okay, yeah, I would have to invest some water. But for our family and our enjoyment, it's worked out okay. Ish. Alrighty, well that got our third layer done. So we actually have a fourth layer. Let's go do that. Here's the perfect herb for our fourth layer. Let's do some comfrey. I never want to be without comfrey, so I want to make sure to grab some of this. And look, our cactus has been blooming. The cactus that is pretty much dead, almost, but it looks like it's starting to survive. It can withstand the dogs. Yes. All right, comfrey.